Ladies and gentlemen, best message first. There are only two kinds of problems. And after, I think, such a long summit, lots of complicated things we heard, standards, different diagrams, I thought we'd put the simple message out first. There are only two kinds of problems, the ones you can solve and the ones you cannot solve. In either case, you don't have to worry. With the first case, you have a solution, so you don't have to worry. And the second case is you don't have a solution, you don't have to worry neither. And Bobby McFerrin made a song about it, so I thought he basically said it. So never forget this. This is my first message. Second message. When we talk about energy and fossil energy and renewable energy, I think we've heard it all today from various aspects. I think the presentation from Stefan Singer helped a lot to see that the feasibility is there, the resources are there, it's just a matter of different scenarios, different actors, and so forth. It's complicated, yes, but we don't have to worry. It's feasible and we don't have to worry, and we just have to make aware why is it like this. And this, I think this hasn't arrived in the climate carbon arena that we are here. We always improve, we make more efficient, which is all great. I do think, yes, it's great to smoke less. That's perfect. It's very good. It's never healthy. It's never going to be healthy. And we're the same with the energy. We have to leave the fossil energy in the ground. That's the simple message that's just there. It's just the question, when do we leave our addiction and how do we overcome it? And normally we have to replace it by something else. If you leave one addiction, you need something else, some other sense, purpose, whatever, way of life that let you pass the old phase. That is the second message. Third message. There's no free lunch. And when people talk about, yes, the energy is so cheap and we're so used to it, there's always a price tag to everything. You might have found out already in your life. Sometimes it comes a bit later. Sometimes it might come even in the next generation. But the price tag is always there. And when we still play the game that we think we have cheap energy, we've seen it in the nuclear case, also don't want to enter this case. What is so funny about nuclear? That Fukushima was predicted. Nobody really talked about it. If you have a probability of a nuclear catastrophe of 1 in 10,000, which is the calculated statistical probability of a super-GAU. And if you have 400 plants over the planet, then you have it every 25 years. And if you count the years between Chernobyl and Fukushima, then we're exactly in the probability of this kind of catastrophe. And this has, a lot of people have realized it. For example, Siemens. That's why they dropped completely a whole branch of their portfolio and said, probably not that good. It's not just crazy Germans who have a funny way of politics and prominent NGO members who pushed for the transition. There's no free lunch. Keep this in mind. And my fourth message and last message is, I think at least or latest after Copenhagen, we have learned that waiting is not such a good idea. I think we all believed a lot in a top-down approach. And we thought, yeah, we're going to meet and we're going to all bring them in one place. They're going to discuss a few days. It takes ages and it's expensive and it's lots of effort. But then we have a case and then it's just going to trickle down. I disagree with Thierry from yesterday who said we need a carbon price. Yes, we need a carbon price. But how are we going to get a carbon price? If we want to wait for a carbon price that they agree, let's price carbon, then that's not going to be solved. Then it's one of these problems I said, then it's one of these problems that we're not going to solve. Doesn't mean that we have to worry, but we definitely not going to solve it. So we got to start. And this is not a sentimental message. This is actually what has been recognized by a lot of private actors. And I have just brought a few slides. I could go on and on like this. The targets are there. If you look at Walmart, they put it out to be supplied 100% by renewable energy. It's in their sustainability goals. If you look into Procter & Gamble, using 100% renewable energy, then there's some conditions, when and where. That says using 100% renewable or recycled materials for all products and packaging. Same for energy. Google is thinking about this. Tesco calls it slightly different, calls it a zero carbon business by 2050. If you dig a bit deeper, renewables play a role. Unilever towards a long-term goal of 100% renewable energy. So basically, you can go through it and you find that private actors like companies, organizations have understood that less smoking is better but not healthy, and they went on the path to decide to embark into this target. We have seen, thanks to Henrik, that there are already emerging labels, so there's a try to use the consumer from the other end to pull even more into this direction. And there are rankings coming up in various forms who will start ranking and try to create a competitive advantage around the use of renewable energy. And what I want to present you is, or just in very brief, the so-called renewable supply chain that is about to be set off, which wants to do the following. That's written here in this one sentence. The Renewable Supply Chain Project is a cross-sector partnership of sector leaders to understand, operationalize, and shape the pathway towards the fully renewable products and value chains. And what does this project want to do is, they want to do three things. They want to define what are renewable resources, and we're not only talking about energy, we also talk about materials. We heard it as well from Thierry yesterday. There is no common consensus what is renewable energy and what are renewable resources and what does it mean in which direction. They want to develop key performance indicators. This must be understood a bit broader. This could be going in the direction of seeding maybe a standard, building on existing standards, see what's available, what is useful, because we do need to measure this progress. If you're Walmart, if you're Unilever, and you promise to be 100% renewable in some long-term future, you still want to show maybe after a couple of years how far did you get on this path. And this so far cannot be done by existing tools. And the third thing this project will do is to use best practice, which has already happened. Some have great experience in using renewable resources in their products and the materials. Some have used renewable energy, as we have seen in various forms. And this project wants to highlight what is the best way or appropriate way for the time we're living in to embark on the path to 100% renewable future. This project is at the moment at a level that we talk to the so-called sector leaders. That means we are intending to bring together 6 to 10 companies who are completely cross industry, that can be from the fast-moving consumer goods down to a steel producer, to share the common knowledge. This project going to kick off somewhere in autumn. I hope to give you the update, who will be there, when it will start, how will it work first on the next summit, which will be in September. What is the date? 26th and 27th of September. I probably can tell you who's with us on this project. And probably then towards the end of the year, beginning of next year, the first phase, which is more the definition phase, will come to some first results, what from the corporate perspective is seen as renewable energies and resources and materials. And I didn't give you a contact form because you probably find me anyway, but for sure we will find you if we think you should be on this project. Thank you very much.